Bryce Harper is on a different level right now. The 22-year-old leads the league in home runs and is near the top in every other category. He is simply a force to be reckoned with. But the Giants are a powerful force of their own. They get production from every spot in the lineup and have the best offense in the league. It's Game 3 of the series. It's the Giants and the Nationals, and it's next.
Saturday night baseball here at the corner of 3rd and King as we get ready for Giants baseball Game 3 of this 4-game series, Nationals and Giants. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. And the Giants have won the first 2 games in this series. Big series for both teams. And it's really an interesting matchup tonight with Gio Gonzalez, the lefty who's pitching well. And Peavy, although he got the loss in Chicago, he's pitching pretty well, so it should be fun tonight.
Well, you would think it would be all about pitching, but it is a hot night here in San Francisco, and that usually means that this ballpark will play smaller. And for the Giants, that's a good thing. 13 hits last night, 8 runs across the board, a lot of extra base hits. The ball was going all over the place. They'll look to do that same thing, but with a few different twists defensively. Buster Posey at first base, Brandon Belt in left field, Hector Sanchez behind the plate.
All right, enjoy this one. We're sure going to do the same. All right, when we come back, we will have the lineups and the first pitch of this game right after this.
Bay Area is brought to you by Jack in the Box. For a limited time, try the new Portobello Mushroom Buttery Jack with melted garlic herb butter. And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
All right, back here at AT Park as we get ready for Giants baseball. It's a warm night. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. It definitely is a good time to get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is now open daily. 77 degrees here at the yard. Winds at 10 miles per hour. Humidity at 47%, and it feels a lot warmer than 77 degrees.
It does.
You see Jake Peavy, guys with their black tops taking them out. Lineup that Peavy will be facing, it'll look like this. It'll be Taylor, Rendon, and then Bryce Harper, who a lot of people are starting to avoid Harper. Escobar, Robinson, and then Ian Desmond. Worth is going to hit 7th, Lobaton 8th, and Gio Gonzalez 9th.
On the hill tonight for the Giants will be the 2007 Cy Young Award winner in the National League, 3-time All-Star Jake Peavy, and this is what he's done at 9 starts. 2-5 with a 3.75 ERA. Don't let the record fool you. He has pitched beautifully since coming back off the disabled list. He has given this Giants team a chance to win every time he's gone out there, and they've won 4 of the last 5 starts he's made. When he's right, you're going to see high 80, low 90 fastball with sink and cut. He's got a low 3/4 release that he'll throw, and he can even go lower at times. He'll throw a slider, change up, curveball. At times he'll even invent some things. He's not afraid. Against this Washington team lifetime, Peavy 4-6 with a 3.79 ERA. And let's take a look at that defense playing behind Jake Peavy for the Giants, starting in their outfield from left to right. Brandon Belt finds his way out in the outfield tonight. He'll be joined by Blanco and Pence, the best arm in right field for Hunter Pence. Crawford and Duffy on the left side of the infield. Tomlinson and Posey on the right side. Hector Sanchez, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs for Jake Peavy tonight.
And tonight, you see Buster Posey handling the first base duties, with Hector Sanchez catching Peavy. So here we go, game 3 of the series. Belton left. As Peavy's going to look in, facing Michael Taylor. The first pitch of the ball game is down low. So we get started at 7:07. Taylor hitting .241. And he chases this high fastball and he lines it out to Blanco. 1 out. Taylor's pretty aggressive, man. He lets it fly.
Yeah, he's not a guy that's going to wait around. He wants to jump on anything he can find. So a 2-pitch out. Jake Peavy will take that any day of the week. Jake Peavy does not have great eyesight, so he asks his catchers to really accentuate their fingers with paint and the little game signs, the little stick decals he puts on the fingernails. So it helps him pick up the signs.
If my daughter walked out of the house looking like that, I'd have a problem.
Hey, it works for Jake Peavy.
That's all it matters. Rendon hitting .255. He fouls this one out of play. Fastball at 90 from Peavy. Behind the dish is Corey Blazer, I beg your pardon. Then it's Nelson, Las Diaz, and Cuccione from first to third.
You see a low, tight zone from Corey Blazer, but it's a steady zone. And we've seen him have really good nights behind the plate.
Hunter Pence moving back, and Hunter Pence is going to make the catch. A couple of balls hit hard right at the defense. And with 2 outs, here's Harper, and this is how you want to face Harper.
Exactly. 2 outs, nobody on. That will wind up.
Harper hit the long home run off of Kane last night, which was his 30th of the year.
.455 on base percentage. He has the respect of the league.
First pitch is down low to Harper. Now Harper's only faced Peavy 5 times lifetime, but he's got 3 hits. And as we documented, not just in the pregame show with Greg and Tim Flannery, but also in our open, it's hot. The ball's going to carry. And that's the way guys like Harper like it. Peavy wanted it, and you could tell he's letting Mr. Blazer know. Here's the home run.
Yeah, first pitch fastball, and he just jumped all over it. And that made it a 1-run ball game. Giants would not give up the lead, but it made things interesting. 30 home runs for Harper. I mean, that's a career high. Most he had hit before was 22 back in 2012. Followed up in 2013 with 20. Then last year, a lot of injuries took away half of his year. He went up to 13.
Swinging a foul out of play. It's 3-2. So a little challenge to Bryce Harper. And the payoff. And he walked him.
Well, 30 home runs. You take a look at how he distributes them from foul line to foul line. And folks, that's about as good a use of the whole field as you can have. And that is the ultimate compliment to a power hitter.
So how do you think you'd play him in the outfield?
Straight
away. There's a young Giants fan.
Yeah, born to be a Giants fan, as a matter of fact.
Here's Yunel Escobar. He led off in the first 2 games, hitting cleanup tonight. And he loves that first pitch, and he fouls it out of play.
All the teams that we've seen throughout baseball this year, I do believe that this is the most aggressive team. In the batter's box, they get up there and they are hacking.
Yeah, the other team, a lot like them, just left, and that's the Astros. Down low, it's 1 ball and 1 strike. The Nationals have lost 4 straight. They're 1 game over 500, and they come into the game 4.5 back of the Mets. Hit into right center field. Pence never saw it. It's going to sail over his head, and Harper's going to score. And that'll be a double for Escobar. So Hunter Pence, who's old reliable out there, I don't think he ever saw it.
I don't think he did either. I mean, you can't catch what you can't see. So the first break of the game goes to Washington, and it costs the Giants a run.
So here's Clint Robinson, who has been a puzzle for the Giants. And he picks way outside, 1-0.
And of course, as always, I mean, he's going to accept the blame, but in his defense, he never saw it.
The 1-0 pitch to Robinson is a strike that evens the count.
And that's that low strike we're talking about. You'll see some rubberneckiness to some of the low strikes that Blazer will call, but what is impressive about his zone is what you get in the first inning, you're normally going to get it in the ninth, and it's very consistent. That's all you can ask for.
Two balls and a strike. The Nationals have scored 1 run in both games in the first inning in this series. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. And this is foul back. It's 2-2. On deck is Ian Desmond. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Three and 2. And he does have a base to play with, so he can toy with Robinson if he hasn't figured him out.
And Robinson laying off some pitches down below the strike zone. Showing good patience in this at bat.
Got him, and they'll end the inning. A run on a hit and a walk. Giants are coming up. The lineup that'll face Gio Gonzalez. It'll be Blanco, who's been fabulous. He's red hot right now, followed by Duffy, Belt, and Posey. Hunter Pence is going to hit fifth, and it's Crawford. Tomlinson gets a start. He's hitting seventh, and Sanchez and Peavy.
On the hill tonight for the Washington Nationals will be Gio Gonzalez, the left-hander. In his 7th year at the big league level, he's 29 years of age. This is what he's done in 21 starts, 9-4 with a 3.50 ERA. 111 strikeouts against 45 walks and 123 and a third. And when you take your at-bats against him, you're going to see a low 3/4 release and a low to mid-90s fastball with a big curveball and a changeup. And they're all three pitches he can strike you out with. Lifetime against the Giants, Gio Gonzalez 3-2 with a 2.40 ERA in 8 starts. Take a look at the defense. Worth, Taylor, and Harper. That's your outfield. Good arms across the board. Desmond Escobar on the left side. Rendon, Robinson on the right side. And Jose Lobaton will be in the squad putting down the signs.
So Blanco taking all the way. Takes a pitch down low. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Hitting at 294. And there's a strike. He's 1 for 4 lifetime against Gonzalez. Duffy to follow. And that fastball is high. Giants are 33-24 at home. Foul back. Good swing. 2-2. Against the National League East, they're 1 game over 500. They're 16-15. One more game in this series tomorrow afternoon. The 2-2 to Blanco. Full count.
Take a look at his motion with our X-Mo, brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Likes that third base side of the rubber. High leg kick. And a 3/4 to a low 3/4 release.
Down the left field line, the long run for Worth. And Worth is going to run out of room.
break down how he uses his pitches. About 66% of the time, because we get a fastball, league's hitting 253. The curveball, nobody hits that thing. League hitting a 163, but he'll throw it equal with the changeup. More changeups to right-handers.
And a high fly ball to left. So Worth will put it away.
All right, right now it's time for our Togo's big play. The Togo's way last night. Matt Duffy, first inning against Max Scherzer, gets a fastball down and in, and does this. He ties the ball game. That was his 10th home run of the season. Have a night with the bat for 3-hit night, 3 RBIs. And that's our Togo's big play. The Togo's way.
So Duffy now hitting at 309. 10 home runs, 55 runs batted in. And he takes a strike. He's faced Gonzalez just 3 times. He's 0 for 3 lifetime. Belt to follow. We mentioned the Nationals have scored in the first inning every game in this series, and on Thursday and Friday the Giants came back and scored as well in the first. Backdoor breaking ball 1-2.
That's the one pitch he wants to establish early in the game, where he can wrap that little big curveball around the outside corner to right-handers. Max Scherzer.
So it's 2-2 to Duffy. Matt Williams kind of hanging in there with this group.
That's the one that Gonzalez wants right-handers to swing on. He gets a 1-2, 0-2, 2-2 count. He's going to try and bounce that big curveball on home plate, and that is not an easy pitch to lay off of. Good take there from Duffy.
Up the middle. Gonzalez spears it. 2 outs. And here's Belt. Belt hitting 275. 17 big flies, 54 driven in. And the first pitch to Belt. Swinging and a miss. Belt 1 for 6 against Gonzalez in his career. On deck is Buster Posey. There's Buster getting ready. Two balls and a strike.
Get pitches out of the starter. Basic philosophy. Especially a guy that's been hot like Gonzalez.
Nope. 3-1. So Gonzalez throws pitch number 18 of the inning, and Belt pops it up. So Taylor is looking at Desmond, and it's Taylor's ball all the way, and finally he takes charge and makes the catch. Second inning coming up.
panic to Crawford to Belt. And in the words of Dusty Baker, Peavy's reaction was, "That's what I'm talking about."
He does bring emotion out to the hill.
Here's Desmond. It's a long one to left. Nobody's going to get this one, and it is gone, and it's over the bleachers and left. Whew. Home run number 15.
That's about as close to the Coke bottle as we've seen.
That's the Big Cat territory.
Set up an outside corner. This is just a hanging slider that doesn't do a whole lot, but lay out there middle in at the belt. And Desmond says, "That's right where I like it." And folks, this is power. Good Lord.
Power and a good night to get into one. And this is a base hit to right field. But Worth doesn't waste any time. And there's a lot of balls that were been hit hard in this game. Remember, there was line drives in the first inning that were caught. So Peavy's going to have to try to figure out how to get that ball down.
Yeah, he got it. One-hander.
Here's Lobaton.
Harper's reaction to the swing of the bat from Ian Desmond. Can't believe it.
So Peavy now looking for a double play ball. Lobaton hitting .202. And he takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Crawford and Tomlinson at double play depth, although Tomlinson really playing a little more to pull than normal. On the ground, Duffy. Duffy to Tomlinson. He'll gun it to first. Double play. Nice turn for Tomlinson because he had to go a long way. That's right. He was far from a double play depth.
They had him play the pull. Duffy had to kind of wait. And I'm not so sure they wouldn't have called it an automatic double play anyway. Look at how far Worth goes out of the bag. I don't think it could ever touch second base. Makes no difference. Nice turn, double play. That's what Peavy was looking for.
So Gonzalez with a healthy swing and a miss.
He's got some power too. You have to respect it. Not a bad hitting pitcher. Don't let the 069 fool you. That was his batting average stepping into this at bat.
Two for 29. And right now Gonzalez has a 2-0 lead. Center field, Blanco's going to back off. It's a base hit. So Gonzalez with his third hit, and here's Michael Taylor. Taylor lined out to Blanco to open up the ball game. And he tries to bunt his way on, and Sanchez slipped. So once Sanchez slipped out of the box, it really felt like Peavy was forced to make a play.
I find that bunt a bit odd, given the power that Michael Taylor has. There's a slip that Wayne was talking about. Peavy saw that as well, so he kind of came in there and almost collided with Sanchez. No chance. Not with the speed of Taylor. Ordinarily, a ball bunted that close to the plate, the catcher's going to get it.
So here's Rendon. Rendon hit a line drive to Hunter Pence in the first inning. Two balls and no strikes. He's in danger of having to face Harper here in the second.
And because of that fact, Rendon had some pretty good pitches to hit.
Well, you'd think that this one would be pretty good to hit. Two balls and one strike. Rendon must not have liked it.
Either that or he's looking middle in hard, or he's looking something off speed. But he wasn't looking hard stuff away.
So it's 2-1. And that's driven foul down the right field line. So Peavy trying to figure it out on the fly.
He's made some mistakes up, and they have jumped on him. And we have not seen him up very often since he's come back off of DL. 7 starts very consistently down at the knees or below.
That's a foul tip, and that's the end of the inning. So Peavy catches a break, and Buster Posey's going to lead things off.
By this solar company. Not just any solar company. The solar company. Switch to solar and save.
It's a 2-0 lead for the Nationals. Talk about the big cat hitting one. This is where he hit it. talked about for a long time. And look, we're still talking about it.
Well, yeah. 15 years later. But where Desmond hit his, I mean, that's rare territory.
Buster Posey taps it foul.
Posey going into last night's ball game, hitting 400. Last couple of weeks, just awesome pace, and then using the whole field.
Slowly hit the third, and Escobar will make the play. All right, let's check in with Amy G. Amy.
All right, gentlemen. Well, we're going to do our Giants in the Community segment right now. It's sponsored by PG&E, and it is Education Night here at AT Park. And before the game, we had a whole bunch of smart and talented kids on the field. A pregame ceremony to honor the 2015 Harmon and Sue Burns Scholarship recipients, along with the Giants Community Fund Education Grant recipients. Now, the late beloved Harmon and Sue Burns, of course, were the partners of the Giants ownership group, and their daughter Trina Dean was here tonight on the field to represent them. Gentlemen.
All right, good stuff. We miss Harmon and Sue.
Very special people.
Very special people. Tops this one to Rendon. 2 outs.
Trina Dean, one of the daughters of Harmon and Sue Burns, on the field today. Tori Humphrey not here tonight. The other daughter of Harmon and Sue. So supportive. Carrying on the legacy of the Burns family.
Here's Crawford. Crawford hitting .266. Crawford does have a home run off of Gonzalez. 3 for 11 in his career. Two balls and no strikes. Tomlinson and then Sanchez. And a strike. So Gonzalez now with 27 pitches. Two and two.
Cut fastball, 93, movement away.
And he got him with a breaking ball, and that'll end the inning. First strikeout for Gonzalez. Third inning coming up.
is brought to you by Bay Area Mini.
Well, the Cubs are coming to town next homestand August 25th through 27th. And the Tuesday, Wednesday games are 7:15 starts. The Thursday game, a day baseball game at 12:45. So Cubs Giants, get your tickets at sfgiants.com/tickets.
So here's Harper, who drew a walk in the first inning, eventually scored.
Tried to backdoor that breaking ball, not missed by much. Corners are tight with Corey Blazer.
Two balls, no strikes. See where Harper ranks in the National League as far as all of the really important offensive categories.
At top 5 and everything. Just to make it simple.
Drives it to right, and Pence is going to reach up and make the catch. Harper acting like it's the very first time someone's lined out to right.
He just put a good charge into it. And Hunter Pence with a nice jump, nice route. And it had to be perfect for him to get back there in time. That ball was scalded.
So here's Escobar, who doubled over the head of Pence, who had a rough time picking up the baseball. And this is hit out towards Blanco. 2 outs. And that'll bring up Clint Robinson. Giants are back in a hotel room tomorrow night, and so are you and me.
That's right. In St. Louis.
And our traveling crew. Strike, and it's 0-1.
Getting into St. Louis around midnight St. Louis time.
Foam fingers, somewhere in his hat. Speaking of St. Louis, remember the night we all had dinner and my brother Jeff, who doesn't drink, had some wine?
First glass of wine I ever saw him have. And what happened that night in St. Louis?
We had a 4.5 earthquake.
In St. Louis. He hasn't drank since.
Or we don't allow him to order a drink. Remember, it happened like around what, 4 in the morning?
Yeah.
But what is going on? Did the biggest semi-tractor trailer come rumbling by the hotel? No. It was an earthquake.
Well, we knew it was happening, being experienced earthquake people. But we just go, nah, it's St. Louis. That doesn't happen.
You just think you're in the wrong town. Two and two. Here he came in on the hands. Robinson dug it out. Nothing. Nationals here in the third. 3-2. A little flinch by home plate umpire Corey Blazer.
Upset Mr. Peavy. Understandable. And he's Bochy fighting for his pitcher. Little slider on a 3-2.
That's been a strike.
So Peavy going to have to throw more pitches, and this time it's going to be out of the stretch.
Down low, 1 ball and no strike.
He knows one thing he cannot do with Ian Desmond, and that is hang a slider middle in.
Belt knocks it down. He's going to go to third, and that's not a wise throw. Second and third.
Now, not often has it looked like Brandon Belt is out of place in left field when he's made the transition from first to left, and he gets just a sinking line drive. And he boxes it. That's got to be an error. But the mistake that he makes after he makes the error is that he doesn't throw the ball to second, which would have kept Desmond at first base. So now they get an error and they get runners in scoring position at second and third.
This meeting on the mound is brought to you by Ring Central. Business communications made simple.
So a physical error and a mental error in the same play.
And another line drive.
But this one should have been caught. Just hit him in the fingers of the glove. For a guy that you get so used to the pocket of a first baseman glove, is that an issue when you have to try?
I don't think so, because I think that glove is probably about the same size as his first baseman. Here's Worth. Worth pops it up. Buster Posey is going to retire the side. So when it's all said and done, Peavy gets the big out.
Is brought to you by Stanford Healthcare. Visit us at stanfordhealthcare.org.
Well, Saturday, September 12th is Lego Day at AT Park. Your special event package will include admission to a pregame Lego Day build experience, a limited edition Giants player logo mini build, and a ticket to the game taken on the Padres with sfgiants.com/special events.
So here's Tomlinson. Tomlinson hitting at 267, and he's got a base hit into Triple's alley. And he can low fly, folks. And he is going to go for 3, and he will make it. And that's the first hit of the game for the Giants. I have to tell you, Mike, I thought the Nationals did a good job of making it close.
Well, I didn't think it was going to be even close with the speed and where this ball went, but you're right. I mean, Michael Taylor can fly too, and he gets to this ball. He's got a very good arm. Pivots quickly, hits his cutoff man, and had the throw been a little bit more accurate, it would have been a little more interesting. But let's watch Tomlinson go. He sniffs triple right off the get-go and never breaks stride to the corner of the bag.
Yeah, this is a big at bat, and I know we're only in the 3rd inning, but man at 3rd, infield is back. A ground ball is going to give the Giants a run, and you got nobody out. Foul, and if Sanchez doesn't do it, then you leave it up to Peavy.
Eighth triple allowed this season by Gio Gonzalez. That's the most in the National League, which is kind of an odd stat to lead the league in.
Sanchez broke his bat, so he's fixing his bat in the onyx circle the way he likes it. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's where you cannot try to do too much. 2 balls and 1 strike.
It's great to watch him just stay in stride. Belly slide and hang on.
Three balls and 1 strike.
You know, for Gonzalez, who's trying to strike him out, I mean, you want to strike a guy out, right? But you don't want to walk the guy in the process. And this ought to be a pretty good pitch to hit. You have a 2-0 lead. I mean, you don't want to start walking people with the pitcher on deck.
Look out. Foul.
With where the infielders are playing, any ball hit on the ground, unless it's an absolute bullet to a corner infielder, Tomlinson should be going.
It's 3-2. Milwaukee.
The zone for Corey Blazer is low. You're not going to see many belt-house strikes, especially on big curveballs. So a nice at bat for Hector Sanchez sets up a bunt situation for Peavy. And Peavy, I think, is one of the better pitchers on the Giants team at the show bunt and butcher boy play. Good speed at third, none speed at first.
And a quick toss, and Sanchez is back. So Peavy shows bunt early. You can be assured that if Peavy bunts it in the right spot with the speed of Tomlinson, he may give it a go. And you got to make sure that make it with nobody out, but I mean, legitimately, this kid at third can run.
And Robinson at first base does not have a very good arm.
And Peavy takes a strike, so that'll even the count. One ball and 1 strike 2-0 Nationals. We're in the third. And the bunt, and it's foul, so it's 1-2. Well, this is not Peavy's first rodeo when it comes to laying down a sacrifice bunt.
He knows how important this is. It's got to go down the first base side, especially with Gonzalez, the left-hander, falling off towards the third base line. It's got to be a good bunt because, as we said, Hector Sanchez does not have good speed.
Breaking ball inside. It's 2-2. I don't think Peavy could have hit it.
No. He did well to take it because he had no chance to hit it.
And he rolls it foul. So hey, Peavy's getting some pitches out of Gonzalez. Two balls, two strikes.
Another breaking ball, another good take. And he runs the count full.
Three and 2. He walked him.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Peavy trying to make an out. Steve McCaddy's going to come out.
Now McCaddy's going to take a slow walk out there to give Gonzalez a bit of a breather here. He's thrown a lot of pitches tonight. The bottom of the lineup has done their job. They have set the table with nobody out here. Bases loaded for the top of the lineup.
And Blanco's going to hit with the bases loaded. And Blazers just thrown out Steve McCaddy. McCaddy's been tossed out of the game.
Well, from the side, I mean, he thought the pitch was a pretty good pitch. Just the way that it was caught, the height of it. And he may have dropped a magic word on him. You never know. And yes, there is a magic word.
Well, there's a couple of you just read his lips, but those are okay. Well, unless you're in church, but those are okay once you've been thrown out.
He says one word too many, and you go. So you see a walk to a pitcher, sets up a little bases loaded, no out situation. The pitching coach gets tossed. You never know what you're going to see at the yard.
So here's Blanco. Blanco hit a ball to left field. That was caught. He's 0 for 1. And a base hit into center field. Sanchez will stop at third. It's 2-1.
Stay hot, Gregor Blanco.
Wow. He likes that ball down.
I think right now he likes it anywhere close to the strike zone. That is not a hanger either. That's down at the knees, outside corner. And he goes right back up the middle. Boy, is he in a great position to cover the strike zone. And Here come the Giants.
Here's Duffy. Duffy bounced back to Gonzalez in the first inning. Nice play by Lobatone. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Down the left field line. That's a fair ball, and Sanchez is going to score. Peavy's going to score. Blanco is going to score. They all score. Duffy clears the bases. And just like that, the Giants lead 4-2.
And there's still nobody out. Breaking ball, he sees it, he waits, and just drops the head on it and rakes it down the line away from Worth. Easy score for Sanchez at third and Peavy at second. It was just a matter of whether or not Blanco was going to be able to score from first, and he does so standing up.
So here's Belt. And Belt takes a strike, and it's 0-1.
And watch him go. Easy scores. Easy scores. And Duffy showing some emotion.
Belt takes another strike. So there's a low strike that sometimes it's been called, sometimes it hasn't, and it's 0-2.
And that, what you just mentioned, is probably what frustrated Steve McCatty.
Of course. Belt fouls it back. The pitch was a bit more up. It stays at 0-2.
Change sightlines with the fastball after establishing the knees early in the count. That pitch really is to the scout report.
Hey, the hornblower's full tonight.
Should be. Waiting out to be on the water.
Goodness. We got to do a game from there.
I'm in.
High, 1-2.
Hey, it's strikeout situation here. You're down 2 runs. You get a runner at second, nobody out. You're pitching for the K.
Outfield straightaway. The pitch to Belt. 2-2.
You always look at the marks on a bat as to where they are, as to whether they're close to the sweet spot. And if you look at Brandon Belt's bat, there's marks all over that thing. And a lot of them are not really that close to the sweet spot.
You know what? I never once thought about cleaning my bat. It's like it's kind of like the uglier it looks, the better.
But if you have marks that many away from the sweet spot, you either wipe off the marks or get a new bat. I'm sorry.
I just tell them one of the pitchers used it in BP.
That's exactly what it looks like.
Belt out of play.
And the pitch count keeps climbing.
Well, by the way, there was different colors on that bat. Where is he taking this? Some batting cage in Concord where they're hitting balls that are light green.
Look at that. He's whacking it up against the pad in right center field.
It's 2-2. Base hit. Whatever it is, it's working. Here, going to wave in the runner. Here's the throw home. Not in time. Over the head of everybody. And Belt goes into second. Nobody out. here in the third. And now the bullpen is going to start up.
Nice at bat. I mean, that wasn't a hanger either. He goes down and beats another good location fastball right back up the middle. And Michael Taylor trying to gamble. He's got a good arm. Overthrows everybody. Nobody can cut it off. And Duffy scores easily. Belt romps right into second.
So here's Posey. And Buster takes a high strike.
Watch Duffy and Roberto Kelly going to challenge Taylor. Why not? An easy score.
Low to Buster Posey.
It's 27 pitches into this inning. 56 on the night and still nobody out. As you see, Tanner Roark starting to get up and greased up.
One ball and one strike. Look out. Whew. And even Buster Posey looked to see if everybody was okay. Did I hit that screen? There's a short screen at the back of the dugout. There's that screen right there.
And that whistle over the head of hitting coach Rick Shue. Ooh. That was close.
See the numbers for Posey. He has not struck out in his last 40 plate appearances against a left-hander. Did Gonzalez hurt us?
Well, by him stepping off, that takes off the broadcaster's jinx.
Yeah, all right. One and two. Sharply hit. Escobar on the backhand. His throw is in time. So Posey's retired. And here's Pence. Hunter Pence bounced out to second in the second. Meetings. That's one of those ground balls where if you're at second, you really think about trying to get the third. But it's also one of those plays where if you're belt and you don't make it, well, then it's a bad play.
Yeah. Especially if where you are in the lineup, with your RBI guys coming up.
The next pitch now for Gonzalez will be 60.
Yeah, big time stress this inning. He had retired 6 in a row coming into this inning, and then he had 6 guys get on in a row.
Pence wraps one, and it's right at Worth. And line drives all over the place by both teams. And here's Crawford.
Hey, the Gamer Babes, come fly with us. Okay. Especially you, Cantos.
No. I'm sorry. If Cantos is in on this, we're out. It's going to have to be us two. Forget it.
Once again, George Cantos wins.
Yeah, no, he does not. Just eliminate that. You got the power. Come on.
I didn't think of that.
Crawford struck out in the second. And he takes wide. 1 ball and no strikes. Double look to second. And a high breaking ball. It's 2-0. The guy that started it off is on deck. Kelby Tomlinson, who tripled. The thing that has really hurt Gonzalez this inning is he walked Hector Sanchez and he walked Jake Peavy. And they both scored.
He's running out of gas right now. It is a warm night here in San Francisco. It's a night where you see Carey in the ballpark that you don't normally see because of the temperature.
And a strike.
"35 pitches in this inning for Gio Gonzalez."
Crawford with a base hit. Here comes Belt, and here comes Taylor. And his throw is pretty good, and Belt is safe. I do believe Lobaton was to the back half of home plate.
You can bet your bottom dollar that Nationals going to take a look at this one.
I mean, the ball beat him, right?
Well, I thought it was going to be a no-brainer out, but he got the ball, and I think it was called exactly as you said it.
Absolutely.
Lobaton gave him some plate. He exposed it, and the foot goes down. Yeah, he's safe.
And that's going to be it for Gio Gonzalez. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts. We'll be back.
Investigative journalists dedicated to holding the powerful accountable. You can catch award-winning stories that have helped make the Bay Area a better place at NBCBayArea.com/investigations. New pitcher now for the Nationals will be Tanner Roark. 32nd time he's coming into a ball game. Last year he was in the rotation of these Nationals. He lost that spot when Max Scherzer was signed in the offseason. 46 strikeouts in 74 in the third. You're going to see low to mid-90s fastball, big-time sink, curveball, slider, changeup. A little funkiness to his delivery, but he's a sinker baller.
So here's Tomlinson, who is hitting now for the second time this inning. Crawford's RBI was his 72nd of the year. And Tomlinson takes inside for a ball, 1-0. A 6-run third inning off of Gio Gonzalez. And after the first two innings, I have to tell you, I did not see that coming.
Well, no, you're right. Gonzalez had retired 6 in a row. And then he couldn't get anybody out.
And this is tapped off of Tomlinson's foot.
Giants got him for 4 base hits, or 5 base hits, and 2 walks in the 3rd inning. And he could not close it out. And that man right there came up with a big hit with the bases loaded.
And a lot of the big hits this inning coming off the bat of left-handed hitters. Blanco, Belt, Crawford. Two balls and 1 strike.
I think too the Giants have really had a pretty consistent approach. They've used the middle of the field. One exception was the big double off the bat of Matt Duffy down the line in left field that cleared the bags.
Tap foul. Roark is bound in a tournament to get in on the hands of Tomlinson. So there's Gio Gonzalez. I mean, you have to go all the way back to June 15th, where Gonzalez gave up more than 2 earned runs in a start.
Well, that's the shortest start since 2010.
Outside and low, 3-2.
But if you think about what this Giants offense has done here the last 2 nights, I mean, they knocked Max Scherzer out of the game after the 3rd. He was done. And here Gonzalez can't finish the 3rd. So between Gonzalez and Scherzer, the 2 of them give the Nationals 5 2/3 innings combined in their starts, and that really puts the pressure on a bullpen.
Hit on the ground towards the hole. Long throw, and Desmond makes a nice play to end the inning. A lot of action for the Giants as they score 6 times. A lot of line drives here in the 3rd. 4th inning coming up.
It involves Matt Duffy, and the National League ranks among 3rd basemen. Well, 1st in average, 1st in triples, 2nd in OPS, 5th in RBIs, 6th in runs, 8th in home runs. Yeah, he's having a good, solid season. And those are our cold, hard facts brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light.
All right, so Jake Peavy now takes them on with a 4-run lead. And it'll be Lobatone to lead things off. Two balls and no strikes. Chris Bochy watched a lead disappear in the game last night. Well, not all the way, but went from a very nice lead to a 1-run lead.
This is skied out into right center field. Maybe in Washington, but not here. One out. Let's check in with Amy G. Amy?
All right, guys, it's our fan photo contest time, and it's sponsored by T-Mobile. We got a really good one tonight. It comes from Lori Eckhart. She met Juan Marichal after a game at Candlestick Park in the early 70s. She was just 18 years old. Juan has an awesome outfit. I can't even contain it. You need to tweet us your photos at #CSNBA Data. Strong fan. And Juan Marichal, the Dominican dandy, is actually going to join us tomorrow. He's going to be with Dwayne and Mike in the booth during the game, but he'll also be here before the game for the first annual Los Gamers event. It's going to be awesome. Spanish-speaking broadcasters, players, and the Dominican dandy himself. Gentlemen.
All right, Amy. You know, you can't trust Amy, man. She'll post pictures on her Twitter, on her Instagram account, without asking. Yeah, Amy, am I lying? Okay. But it was all right. Hit on the ground to Crawford. Crawford wrestles this one, picks it up, throws. Buster stays on the bag, got him.
Tanner Roark, he can move. Yeah, he puts a little pressure on this play.
Crawford's going, well, it's the pitcher running. What?
He pulls back and unleashes the cannon. And there's the nice play by Posey to come off the bag and gather it up. I think Crawford's a little surprised to see how far down the line Roark was.
So here's Michael Taylor. So we had the rings on our head last night, right?
Yes, we did.
And we look professional. We do, from the waist up. This is popped up. Pence, Tomlinson, who's it going to be? Hunter Pence tracks it down, and that'll end the inning. It's an 8-pitch inning, and that's exactly what PB needed. It's 6-2 Giants. Year in Washington, top of the 7th inning, Buster Posey's home run off of Gio Gonzalez to break a scoreless tie. And Clint Robinson hit a 2-run home run off of Jake Peavy. And guess what? That was the final. Come on. Nationals won 2-1.
There's Clint Robinson, first base tonight.
Still a puzzle. Here's Hector Sanchez. Hector on the first pitch lifts it high and foul and out of play. Dodgers are leading the Reds 8-3. That game is in the 7th inning. Here's the 0-1 pitch. 0-2. Peavy to follow. And it's high. Down low, 2-2.
It was one of the big at-bats for the Giants in the second inning. A walk to Hector Sanchez.
Swing and a miss. So Sanchez gone. 1 out. Here's Peavy. Peavy drew a walk in the third and scored.
Peavy had a big at-bat in the third inning. He walked in a bunt situation. And those two are backbreakers for Gio Gonzalez.
Blanco to follow. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
Nice tackle the slider from Roark. Yep, they taste good, smell good. There's nothing bad about a baseball.
That's how Gaylord started.
And he's got a sister for sale. $1. Gaylord never stopped doing it, though.
Well, let me tell this young man that Gaylord went to the Hall of Fame, so maybe he might have the old man clean up that side of the ball, though.
Parent, hold that way. Grandpa, just kidding. No, you can have it.
He's going to clap a little bit. Peavy strikes out. Is that what the shirt says?
Sister for sale, $1.
I don't know. Look, I've got a son. I'm sure it felt like that many times, and I know you got 4 that felt like it.
Some that still do.
It would be pretty funny if your 4 sons all walked in with that shirt on. Not all the time, though.
No. She'll fight for him. They know it.
Blanco is 1 for 2. He hits this one right out to Taylor. And Roark with a quick inning. And now we will head to the 5th. Sister for sale, $1.
go for the ball. I never give up. And that game will attest to that. Take a look at the play he made last night. And it was a big play. Laid out with a low backhander, rolls over. And that game, loving it.
So here's Rendon. 6-2 Giants. Rendon, Harper, and Escobar. Rendon is lined out and he struck out. And he takes the strike, and it's 0-1. Harper to follow, and then Escobar, 2 runs on 5 hits. Both teams with the same number of hits. Giants just put all their hits together. Left on the ground to Duffy. And Duffy throws him out. You come off a game where you've made a couple of errors. You want this game to be a really clean game if you can.
So you think he went to bed last night? He wasn't thinking about the 3 hits and the 3 RBIs. He was thinking about the 2 errors.
I think it creeped into his mind a few times. It's the way it is with infield. Here's Harper. Harper's walked, and then he hit a bullet to Pence that Pence caught. And he takes low, 1 ball and no strikes. And a base hit. So Harper hits the ball hard.
I always talk about the guys with big power that put a different noise on a ball. Well, he does. It's louder. His contact is definitely louder than everybody else in that club. And he just explodes through the strike zone with that bat head.
Here's Escobar, who's doubled, and he's hit a fly ball to center field. Strike, and it's 0-1. Escobar didn't take too many first pitches. He took that one.
I can't remember him ever taking the first pitch.
Well, he's acting like he wished he hadn't taken it. Just inside. It's a ball and a strike. Good night for my partner, any night for ice cream.
Oh, yeah. It is a warm night. It is a good night for ice cream, but when it's 42 degrees and windy, it's still a good night for ice cream as far as I'm concerned. That's that guy.
Yeah, it's not the first time he's done it. Strike ball, 1 and 2. Escobar is about going to complain a little bit.
Well, Frazier has been consistent to the low part of the strike zone tonight. And what is normally has been his characteristics as an umpire, it's been low and tight. Tonight he has been a little inconsistent.
I think he also saw, Mike, the end of the play where Hector's glove really caught it and then went down. So it really looked like that pitch was a lot lower than it probably was.
Well, a catcher can do that to a pitch. It's not framed properly.
2 and 2. Hit on the ground, it could be a pair. And it is. Duffy's going to lead things off.
the San Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
It's 6-2 Giants. Here's Roark facing Duffy, and the first pitch is in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. Duffy's got probably the biggest hit in the game, and it was a double to clear the bases in the 3rd inning. There's a strike to even the count.
Duffy with a 3 RBI night last night. And he does it again tonight. And we're just halfway through this ball game.
Real easy 93 from Roark.
With movement. Big time sink. He's got a nice high 3/4 release. Stays on top of the ball nicely. They're fired up. Hey, it's Saturday night. Hang loose.
The 2 pitch to Duffy. Duffy with a half swing, so he's gone. 3rd strikeout for Roark. It was Roark who gave up the home run to Belt in game 2 of the NLDS. Only in the 18th. Belt had 1 home run in postseason, and you just saw it. You always look back at an at-bat, a pitch, and you wonder, if that doesn't happen, how does it all turn out? I mean, you don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if the Giants lose that game, they come back here with the series at 1-1. So that was best of 5, correct?
Yeah, 5-gamer in NLDS. Yeah, those are such scary series. Latest home runs in postseason games. Blum in the 14th, Hatcher in the 14th, Leyritz in the 15th, Brandon Belt at the top of the 18th, and Burke in the bottom of the 18th. Well, it was definitely a swing of the bat the Giants fans will never forget. Ever.
Is that the same Jeff Blum we just saw?
Indeed, Jeff Blum now broadcasting with the Astros. Doing a great job, I might add. He and Alan Ashby, partners on the television broadcast. Good team.
Buster Posey, who's 0 for 2. So Belt on for the 2nd time as Posey takes low. Belt chased back. That's 7 steals on the year. For a big guy, he can surprise you. Anybody that runs pretty well that's got size 15 flippers, that does surprise you a little bit.
Well, he's just not built for the stolen base. I mean, I think a lot of pitchers just sort of overlook him at first base. But he gets a good first step. A throw over called by the Nationals bench. They know he'll steal. And Roark, like a lot of sinker ballers, he's pretty quick out of the stretch and does a good job of keeping runners close.
So with a healthy cut and a foul back.
fan make a nice play up and double just below us. Fans are psyched up tonight. I mean, they're looking for things to cheer about. That was a good play.
Two-one pitch to Buster Posey. And Buster drives it into right center field. That's a base hit, and that's Triple's alley. Is Buster going to go for three? He is going to put on the brakes, but Belt is going to score, and it's 7-2 Giants.
That's a great illustration of what an inside-out swing is here, because you can see the knob of the bat come into view first, and as he gets himself in position, there's the knob of the bat right there. Now the bat head throws, and he's in great position to let the ball get deep to him, and then he drives the ball with backspin through the opposite gap. When you're doing that, that is perfection. You're making every hitting instructor across America sit up and applaud.
So here's Pence. Pence takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Crawford on deck. I don't believe Hunter Pence is in 100% agreement with those two called strikes, but he's going to have to try to cover it.
Well, it definitely expands your zone. And here, if you're a pitcher, you can go right in the dirt, and you get a lot of hitters to chase. So he changes sightlines and goes upstairs with a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. I mean, these are at bats that you really feel as a hitter that the umpire has definitely influenced.
Who'd been away on 3 pitches, comes inside 2-2. There's the Dominican dandy.
Juan Marichal still dresses beautifully.
He's going to be on with us tomorrow. Got him.
And that's that breaking ball below the zone that you just have to go out and think you have to cover. 4 strikeout for Roark. Walking back to Giants dugout, he'll think that bat was taken out of his hands by the umpire.
So here's Crawford. Crawford with a base hit to not going to run in the third. It's going to be up to Tomlinson. He'll walk Crawford intentionally.
Well, that's respect, and it's respect he's earned. 72 RBIs on the year. Matt Williams down 5 in this ballgame, not going to give him a chance to add on to it. When you have 72 RBIs, you're halfway through August. You are comfortable with men on base, and that's when you're dangerous. Well, watch live TV right now with the NBC Bay Area app. You can see breaking news and investigations from NBC Bay Area News, plus your favorite NBC shows live and on demand. Simply download the NBC Bay Area app, select Watch Live TV now for the menu, register, and you're good to go.
So here's Tomlinson, who in the same inning tripled, and he bounced out to short. So 2 outs, a run in. And Tomlinson takes low. There's 41 pitches now for Roark. fair ball down the left field line. Posey scores. Crawford's going to score. Tomlinson's got a double.
And that was loud. I think he took that intentional walk to Crawford a little personal. They set up inside. It's right to the glove, and he says, Opens up, and he was looking for it. Fair by about 2 feet. And with 2 outs, both runners get good jumps, easy scores. And the Giants increase their lead.
So here's Hector Sanchez with Peavy coming out on deck. In the dirt, 1 ball and no strikes. The walk to Belt with 1 out started this 3-run rally. Swinging a foul off the shin guard of Lobatone. Good speed at second in Tomlinson. Sanchez rolls this one to Escobar. And that's going to end the inning. Giants add 3 more. It's 9-2. Division of Boating and Waterways, which reminds you to wear it, California. That's right, wear it, California. So Peavy here in the 6th will go after Clint Robinson. Robinson is 0 for 1. A strikeout and a walk. One ball and no strikes.
In Peavy's mind, it's a 1-0 ball game. And he is going to react the same way he does in a 9-2 game, and he will in a 1-0 ball.
While competing.
And you really can't pitch any other way. I mean, you have a way to get people out. And you get a night where you get a lot of runs, you've got to be able to stay mentally sharp.
Get on the ground to Tomlinson.
Well, follow the Giants all season long with MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball. Subsequent look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcasts, statcasts, and more. Go to MLB.com at bat for your smartphone or for your tablet.
Desmond hit a long home run, one of the longest we've seen in a long time here. I think we heard what, 477?
He said 2 bullets, yeah, 477. Fourth longest in all of the big leagues this year.
He's got a base hit as he goes the other way. Look where this one landed. It landed over the last row of the bleachers.
Hanging slider. If you're going to give one up, give up a good one.
It was his 15th of the year.
Buster just asked him if he got jammed a little on that one.
So here's Worth. Worth is 1 for 2. Very odd to see that the hits are even at 7.
Well, you're right. Hits are even, but the runs are not.
Peavy gets a new baseball, 2 balls and no strikes. Sellout crowd tonight of over 41,000. Worth takes high. It's 3-0. 41,916. Dodgers win as they beat the Reds 8-6. So it appears that this is the only game in town right now. Worth takes a walk.
Well, Peavy's not going to be happy with walking people with a 7-run lead.
Well, he wants to do 2 things like every starting pitcher wants to do. One, he wants to pitch and get a win, but he also wants to get a little deeper into this game.
Well, you're right. I mean, the Giants bullpen had to eat up 8 the third innings the last 2 games. And 75 pitches here in the 6th inning. He's right where he needs to be pitch count wise. So he's built to go into the 7th or 8th inning.
And it's what he's done his whole career. Here's Lobaton. And he rolls this one foul.
Pigtail and protect that catcher.
In the on-deck circle is Ryan Zimmerman. Sanchez digging it out. 1 ball and 1 strike. Day game tomorrow, and then the Giants will get on a plane to St. Louis. Two and 1 what the Cardinals do today. They beat Miami 6-2.
Cubs won their 9th in a row.
They're playing on the south side.
They're playing that series against the White Sox, and they've won the first 2 games in that series. The north side's losing their minds right now in Chicago. Cub fans are beside themselves.
Lobaton asked for time. Peavy taking a little time. Two-one pitch. Here it is. Nope. 3-1. Bochy just turned around and took his hat off. When he takes his hat off, he gets a little concerned. Hit well into center field. Blanco on the move. Blanco is going to watch this one go over his glove and off the wall. 1 run's going to score. Worth coming in. Here's the throw home, and it is not in time. So Lobaton clears the bases. It's 9-4.
And just like that, there's some activity going on in the Giants bullpen. 2-seam challenge. It's right out of the middle of the plate. Saying, I can't walk you. You're going to have to swing the bat. And Lobaton sitting in the bushes. And not even Blanco could get back in time to run this one down. So a 2 RBI double for Lobaton. And with that, Dave Righetti takes the slow walk out to talk to Peavy, just simply to give his bullpen a chance to get loose. So George Contos is down the Giants pen, heating up.
Every day, George. Zimmerman is going to hit. So Lobaton at second, 1 out. And a strike. Zimmerman played first base on Thursday and went 0 for 4. Did the same on Friday last night and went 0 for 4. Out of play, 0-2. Ryan Zimmerman days at third are over. And that's, I mean, look, this guy is Gold Glove third baseman.
He has some arm problems, shoulder problems. Put him on the shelf for a long time. Fortunately, they found a home for him over at first base. Good pinch hitter, career-wise. Those are good numbers. You get a reputation for being able to do that. You can stick around this game for a long time.
Absolutely. Oh-2 pitch. On the ground to Crawford. Crawford has a hop come up to him. It's fine if it comes up to you that early. 2 outs. So here's Michael Taylor. Taylor with a bunt base hit in the second. He's 1 for 3. Very aggressive, however, at the plate.
Loves the first pitch.
And there it is, and it's in the gap. And it's going to score Lobaton.
Taylor, who can low fly, is going to end up at third. And the ball sails over the head. Peavy was not backing up, and the Giants caught a break.
Oh, yes, they did. Yes, they did. Very easily could have been an error, another run. It's a job. If you're on the mound, I mean, you've got to become a guy that backs up the bases. You save yourself a run, but you save one of your players an error.
Bruce Bochy is waiting for, I think, Affeldt to get ready. And if he, I guess, does it slowly enough, with Harper coming up, Affeldt might have a chance to get ready. But we'll see. And Bruce Bochy just hanging around Corey Blazer. And it's going to be Cantos. Cantos gets to face Rendon. I beg your pardon. I thought Harper was coming up. When it's time for a change, send Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair expert. We'll be back. App is personalized just for you. Now with StubHub app, you can select your favorite teams and artists and discover brand new ones. Start at StubHub and let the fun find you, the official fan-to-fan marketplace of the Giants.
The pitcher now for the Giants will be George Cantos, 55th time that he has come in. Cantos 2-1 with a 1.93 ERA. Righty's hitting 217, lefty's hitting 212, and nobody really hit the league at 216. Low 90s fastball, good slider, cutter, changeup, curveball.
Adrianza is now at second base. He will hit in the 9th spot. The pitcher spot is the 7th hole. So Cantos is facing Anthony Rendon with Michael Taylor at third base, 2 outs. Swing going to miss. The 3 runs the Giants picked up in the 5th. The Nationals have just picked up 3 runs of their own here in the 6th. No balls and 1 strike. Blocked by Sanchez. 1 ball and 1 strike. $16 hits in this game. A lot of base runners in this game.
Well, it was a great night to hit. We knew it was going to be an offensive night just by the atmosphere that was in this ballpark. Hot day, lots of carry. A night where hitters love to swing the bat, and it's showing.
Belt's coming in, and that'll end the inning. Santos gets a big out. Bottom of the 6th coming up. Adrianza's going to hit first.
Is brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit HEFINS.com. And by Xfinity, home of the most live sports.
It's a 9-5 lead for the Giants here in the 6th. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts. That's Felipe Rivero.
Rivera, one of 2 left-handers that the Nationals have in their bullpen. He's got a good arm. You're going to see mid to high 90s with the fastball, hard slider, changeup. He's got a good arm. A lot of good fastballs coming out of this Nationals bullpen. 27 strikeouts against 5 walks in 27 innings. I mean, he's having a good season. Just 31 base runners in 27 innings.
So here's Adrianza hitting at 204, and he push bunts foul. Not a bad idea, and it's 0-1. Although you don't want to push bunt it to Billy Hayes. He'll make that play every time.
Sweet hands, Billy, every time.
Blanco to follow. Rivero's going, what? Is that why my pitching coach is in the clubhouse?
Steve McCaddy is in the Nationals dugout or clubhouse right now, losing his mind.
1 ball and 1 strike.
Corey Blazer has not had a great night behind the plate.
This is hit out into center field for Taylor. All right, let's check in with Amy G. Amy?
All right, guys, I spent some time chatting with Joe Panik. He's been on the disabled list with inflammation of his back. And good news first, he told me that every single day his back has started to feel better. But he went on to say that it's been difficult because he hasn't been able to contribute. This is the first time that Joe's been on the disabled list in his minor and major league career. He said when you're a competitor, it's so hard to stand on the sidelines. But his teammates have been great, trying to pick him up each day, reminding him that it will get better. He has started riding a stationary bike, and they're hoping that next week he can pick up some baseball activity, start swinging a bat, maybe start running. Gentlemen.
All right. And that is how we all feel about Joe Pan. So it's 1-0 to Blanco. You've heard of that old expression, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's very famous. And really what happens in the broadcast booth stays in the broadcast booth.
Well, at least it should, unless you're Amy G, who comes in with her camera and gives up our secrets. We don't tuck in shirts and shower shoes when it's warm.
And that went on Instagram. Look out, Gregor Blanco.
97.
And Amy got a little word that maybe I was quite upset about it, and I was not. I actually thought it was quite humorous.
Yeah, Amy G can do no wrong in our book.
There's a base hit up the middle.
Once again, Blanco using the center of the field.
Desmond's down. And he's slowly getting up.
See what Desmond landed on.
I think he hit hard. If you're skinny and you don't weigh much, that doesn't hurt. But he's a pretty big shortstop.
Yeah, he's got some heft.
Omar Vizquel, this doesn't bother him at all. So here's Duffy. Duffy is 1 for 3. Blanco goes, and it'll be a steal.
That's a big 90 feet.
Stolen base number 11 for Gregor Blanco.
Oh, yeah, great jump, too. And Lobato knew he had to hurry, and I think that may have caused him to get sloppy on the exchange. Lobato upset, understandably.
We have something out in right field, and they're asking our ball dude to go get it. Instead, Harper is going to help him out. Oh, actually, is that the definition of a crooked number?
I would say that's a definition of a crooked number.
Yeah. Or is somebody just trying to watch the game, so they're going to put it at an angle? Anyway, Harper does a nice job of getting that hat to our ball dude. It's 1-0 to Duffy. It's the Giants 9 and the Nationals 5 here in the bottom of the 6th. Duffy rolls it to short. Desmond throws him out, bringing Belt to the plate. Harper's going to lead off the 7th inning. So that's why you're getting a look at Affeld getting loose. There's Belt. That's had a nice game. Scored a couple of runs, knocked one in. Have you packed?
No.
No.
Are you all packed?
Huh. No, I don't even have an idea what I'm going to pack.
Light. Pack light. It's going to be hot.
Well, we can wear what we want in the booth.
Well, we used to be able to do that.
Well, no, Amy's not going to make the trip, so.
All right, strap on your Speedo. It's going to be warm.
All right. 1-0 to
Belt, and now time's called by Lobaton. Belt in the gap. That's a base hit. Blanco's going to score. Belt's got a double and an RBI, and it's 10-5.
Another opposite field gap shot off the bat of Brandon Belt, who since the series in Texas has just been light left-handed pitching up, and I mean for extra bags, home runs, doubles. Romero out over the plate at the knees, and Belt makes him pay. And that's an answer for the 3 spot that the Nationals put on the board at the top of the 6th.
So here's Buster Posey. Buster on the ground to Desmond, and that will end the inning. Giants pick up a run through 6, 10-5 San Francisco. Gonzalez and Peavy. Gonzalez left very early. Peavy went 5 2/3. Duffy in the series is 5 for 11. He's got 7 runs batted in. And Kelby Tomlinson, who got the start, has 2 extra base hits in this game, a triple and a double. So Canto stays in the game after the Giants scored the 10th run. Affeldt went and sat down. Now we've got more debris out in the warning track. And
I think it's baseball that got thrown out. That's something you're going to have to pick up. Meanwhile, out on the Cove, it's a pretty good ride. I think the first prototype needed fenders.
Where'd he go? Uptown? Got a babe. Here's Harper, who takes wide, 1-0.
Change up there from Cantos. A good hitter like Harper, you've got to mix it up. Locations, movement, speeds.
Swing, ain't gonna miss. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Backed it up with another changeup, and that's something that we don't often see Cantos do, and I think you're going to see him do that more and more. because he's really gaining some confidence in that changeup. It's a good one.
In tight, 2 balls and 1 strike. Escobar to follow. Tapped off of Harper's foot, and he goes down. So he got dinged pretty good. He does have a shin guard on, and a lot of times you'll hit a ball and it'll completely miss the shin guard.
It usually does. Let's see where it gets him. Hard slider down and in. And it gets his back leg.
Wow.
Just above the ankle.
Every once in a while we'll see that back leg get dinged.
It's so unusual.
He hit that ball hard.
He
too.
did. And Bryce Harper, I mean, he's a tough guy. I mean, he's definitely feeling this one. One more look. This is hard to do. I don't even know how you do it. Instant pain. Unexpected instant pain.
Yep. So it's 2-2 to Harper. It crawls back in.
You got to throw another slider down and in, don't you?
Probably. Three and 2. No swing on the appeal.
All right, one more look just to stay in shape. Pow.
Hit well into center field. Blanco is going to track it down. And that'll bring up Escobar.
Got a pretty good limp going back to the dugout.
So here's Escobar.
He's got a little hitch. Definitely be an ice bag on that thing after the game.
Escobar doubled in the first. Since then he's flied out and hit into a double play. Blanco. 2 down.
Went straight down into the hallway.
So here's Clint Robinson. Clint Robinson is 0 for 2. And the fastball is high. 1 ball and no strikes. $18 hits in the game, 9 for each team. Two and 0. 3-0.
Well, 5-run lead, 3-0 count. Next 3 pitches should be right down Broadway.
Absolutely.
Or however many pitches it takes to end the at bat.
Or pick any street you want in the city where there's construction, and it's 3-1.
It's about 90% of them right now.
Yeah, if you think that because they're blocking off a lane, you're going to take a shortcut, you're going to find another street that's being blocked off by a lane. 3-1 pitch. Belt. 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 And that'll end the inning. 10-5 Giants. With a 10-5 lead, our buddy's back. Worth is now in right field. Kyler Moore comes in to play left. Harper out of the game. So here's Hunter Pence. Rivero allowed a run on 2 hits in the 6th. Pence bounces this one to second. Moving to his right is Rendon, and he makes the play. And that'll bring to the plate Brandon Crawford. Brandon Crawford is not going to run, and he has scored a run. And he takes a strike. 10-5 Giants. One ball and 1 strike.
It's a big breaking ball.
Is it Yasmero Petit?
It is indeed Yasmero Petit, the Giants bullpen.
I have one really small complaint.
What is that?
You want to hear it?
Yeah.
dark jerseys, dark numbers, they're hard to tell.
They are.
I mean, from here, I cannot tell what the number is. On TV, you can see it.
From a distance, they are difficult.
From a distance, you cannot tell.
I mean, it's a handsome top. I love the top. It's just the numbers are difficult to see.
Hit on the ground. Rendon on the bare hand, and he throws it to first, and they're going to say Rivero was on the bag. And if he was on the bag, then that's a great play.
I think they pulled it off. I do. And that is one of the best plays that we've seen all year, involving 3 guys. And it was Rendon who comes up with a spectacular play with the bare hand, just throws an off-balance throw, and they made the play.
Yep.
That's unbelievable.
That is as good a play as you're going to see.
I mean, the timing on it was perfect, and Rivero did indeed catch and make contact with possession of the bag. That is the big leagues, folks. And a hit just got taken away from Brandon Crawford.
That's a very athletic play at first by Felipe Rivero. I saw you do that in spring training one time.
Yeah.
It was before a game. Forget it.
Yeah. I don't know if I could back that one up.
Here's Maxwell. Maxwell lines this one, and he's going to have a base hit. And Tyler Moore trapped it. And that'll bring up Hector Sanchez.
Nice pitch hit back there from Maxwell. He's swinging it back good. He's got a good swing going on.
He does. So here's Hector Sanchez. I mean, if you're Crawford and that's how you have a hit taken away from you, then you just have to convince yourself that you are not supposed to get a hit.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's all you can do. Fate played against you.
That's it. Hector Sanchez takes a strike. We are in the 7th. And the dirt, or the tone, does not block it. I mentioned earlier the Dodgers beat the Reds 8-3 tonight at Dodger Stadium. One and one to Sanchez. Adrianza to follow. Tap slowly to Desmond. And this is going to end the inning. 8th inning coming up. 10-5 Giants.
It's a weekend series, August 28th, 29th, and 30th. The series kicks off on Orange Friday, August 28th at 7:15. Saturday, Sunday games are 1:05 starts. That's the NL Central leading St. Louis Cardinals taking on the Giants. Always a very spirited series, so you need tickets. Go to sfgiants.com/tickets.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
So Bruce Bochy hands the ball off now to Yusmeiro Petit. 32nd game that he has been in. 1-1 with a 4.07 ERA. 40 strikeouts against 12 walks.
Juan Perez is in the game for Belt in left field. You're talking about that Cardinal series in a span of 13 games. When the Giants take on the Cardinals on the 17th, which is Monday. Here's a pitch to Desmond. In a span of 13 games, they'll play the Cardinals 6 of those 13 games.
Those are always good games.
And that's a rivalry that goes back to when Mike would end up wrestling with somebody behind home plate at Busch Stadium.
I think everybody that wears the Giants uniform is aware of that rivalry.
Down the right field line, Desmond hits it foul. Yeah, we sure do. Stay tuned immediately after Giants baseball for Esurance Giants Post Game Live. Highlights, reaction, analysis. It's all coming up.
Well, one thing you have to admit over the years, the relationship with the Cardinals, I mean, that's great baseball. It's just two hard-nosed teams going at each other.
Regular season and postseason. Desmond out swinging. All right, let's check in with Amy G. Amy?
All right, guys, as you well know, there's a lot more involved in Bruce Bochy's day than making very important decisions throughout the game. We caught him actually standing in as a batter for Hector Sanchez, who was working on his throws to second. He told Hector, don't rush it, don't do too much, one easy motion. Hector told me later, you know, he knows a little bit about the position, and he listened very carefully, not just because he's a skipper, but because he was a catcher. And then he said, but mostly because he's the skipper. Gentlemen.
That's a good. Another shot of Amy just showing a guy out of uniform. There's a pitch to Worth, and it's down low. 1 ball and no strike.
Well, I think she likes that. She likes to show the human side of the personality. Bruce Bochy was an excellent catcher for a big man.
There's a strike. And he caught some pretty good pitchers over the years.
Yes, he did. Houston, San Diego. The Houston staff had a lot of hard throwers.
New York.
Really hard with the slider there from Petit.
Can you bet?
Absolutely. They found a way to keep warm here on a warm night in San Francisco.
Worth takes low, 2-2. There you go, Mike. That's just for you.
That's the Fume Blanc, Commodore. Good group out there.
What's going on out there? A wedding?
Yeah, it could be a wedding. They picked a great night for it. Get the milkman hats out there.
Yes, they do. Worth pops it up. Duffy's racing in and calling, and Duffy will make the catch. 2 outs, and here's Lobaton.
It's one of those plays that really the guy who's the best position to catch this is the pitcher.
Yep.
But over the years, it's been taught, let the corner infielders take it. It's better angle. Not just quite sure as to how much trust they have in the pitcher to make that play. Should be their play.
And the pitches down low to Lobaton. Yeah, I agree.
What do you think about it? What do pitchers do when they're not pitching? They shag in the outfield. They catch fly balls.
They visit and shag in the outfield.
It's true. It's social. But it's not like you're not getting any practice catching fly balls.
But some are better at it than others.
Well, that's a fact. Tug McGraw was the best I ever saw. He'd catch it behind his back. Never missed one.
Out of play, 1-2.
And I always thought, if given the chance in a real game, he would do it. He was so good at it.
I'd like to see Lincecum play center field for a game.
I bet he would do a great job.
I bet he could do it.
As athletic as he is, are you kidding?
One-two pitch. Here it is.
Oh, 1-2. No swing, says Chris Guccione. That guy does not agree with it.
This guy doesn't care.
That guy's just happy to have a hat. It's a good sun hat.
The beauty of our fans is you have a giveaway, and the giveaway is designed for one thing: to put that on your hand. Well, by the end of the night, it could be in a number of different places.
Yeah. You could use it for gloves.
Two balls, two strikes. And that's going to end it. So Petit with a couple of strikeouts in the eighth. Adrianza's going to lead things off. Yep, our fans, unbelievable.
That Kelly Thomason is that gentleman tonight. He got things going for the Giants in the big 6-run third inning with a leadoff triple. One of 2 extra base hits that he had tonight. This is the second one. Comes up and just hits a bolt down the left field line. It would knock it a pair. So for Kelly Thomason, a 2-hit night, 2 extra bags. We make him our Ford right choice. It is a 10-5 ball game as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning.
And here's Adrianza to lead things
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
So a maintenance inning for Drew Storen. 47th time that he's come in. He is the setup man for these Nationals, and he has been the closer until they picked up Jonathan Papelbon at the trade deadline. And Storen with outstanding stuff.
Two-0 pitch is hit high and foul down the left field line and out of play.
But when Papelbon came over, it was the idea that Storen would be the setup, and he had a few problems. I mean, before Papelbon, slugging percentage 250, afterwards 357. Before a 32% whiff ratio, now it's down to 25, so he has gone into a little bit of a funk.
A one hopper to Rendon. Adrianza retired.
Storen, as you mentioned, great stuff. Mid-90s fastball, hard slider, and a changeup.
So here's Blanco. Blanco, couple of hits tonight. He's 2 for 4. He's got that average now to 297. One ball and no strikes. And it's low, 2-0. Duffy to follow. And the pitch. Blanco, center field, base hit. Third hit.
Day hot. He has really been playing great baseball. And another base hit back up the middle. Challenge fastball. I mean, that's a mistake to location. A hitter who's hot should do something with this. And Blanco does.
So here's Duffy for the Giants. That was hit number 11. They had 8 in the win on Thursday. 13 in the win last night. Left center field, hit well. It is off the bottom of the wall, and here comes Blanco. Blanco's going to score. Duffy's got a double. Eleven to 5.
Another location mistake, and Duffy, who's been red hot, especially with runners in score position, jumps all over it, finds a gap, almost knocks it out of here. One hops the wall in left center. And a good read right off the bat from Blanco at first base. Knew he had a chance to score, and he does so easily. That's a 4 RBI night now for Matt Duffy.
Michael Taylor has had a workout tonight. So here's Juan Perez. And Perez cues one to second. Rendon will throw it, and not hanging on is Robinson, and everybody's safe. And moving to third is Duffy. Robinson.
Now let's take a look. With the speed of Perez, it's going to put pressure on Rendon. And a ball up above the shoulders, it should have been a A pretty simple play for Robinson, could not get a handle.
Maybe expecting a changeup and got a fastball.
Yeah. Well, plus from that short range, I mean, you want something at your chest. You get something high. It's not that easy a play, really. That was above the hat upon further review.
Also got a hanger, and he fouls it back. Pence is on deck. Oh, foul. 1-2. Well, we got some Posey fans.
Oh, thundering herd of Posey fans. They spent some time on that side.
They did. Low. 2-2. Well, don't forget to check out Sportsnet Central. It'll happen tonight after Giants postgame live. You can see it right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. A little attitude, good attitude by that group. Oh yeah. 2-2 pitch. Got another one, and he just missed it.
Two hanging breaking balls that he has not been able to do much with. And as hot as he has been of late, that is rare. When you make a mistake out, especially with a breaking ball, he is not missing him here. A wasted opportunity, but Lobaton takes it right in the head. And that stunned him. Ouch.
2-2 to Posey. Three and 2. With Pence to follow.
Just not accustomed to seeing a lot of pitches missed up with Drew Storen. And that has been consistent tonight.
Posey, line drive, base hit, left field. Duffy scores. It's 12-5. Posey with his second hit, his second RBI. He's now got 78. Matt Williams is coming out. Remember, there's no pitching coach. Steve McCanny got tossed early.
Well, I think the message he's going to give is he's going to get the ball back. Well, they've been there. They've been there to try and work out a few problems.
So here's Pence. Pence takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Crawford's on deck. It's 12-5 Giants. Breaking ball for a strike. And now it's 0-2. Pence, hey, look. Nobody likes to take an 0 for. He's sitting on an 0 for 4. Make your night a little bit better when you leave the ballpark. Although he didn't have too many bad moments, I can tell you that.
He does not. Just get ready for the next game.
And he chases a high fastball. So here's Crawford. Crawford is 1 for 3. And it's wide. 1 ball and no strikes. And a strike.
This is the backdoor breaking ball and steal strike 1.
12 runs on 13 hits for the Giants. 5 runs, 9 hits for the Nationals. Nationals, for the 3rd straight game, scored in the 1st inning. Swinging a foul back. Crawford with a mighty rip. It's 1-2.
Second night in a row, the Giants have had 13 hits, with the 12-run spot against Gio Gonzalez. I mean, as well as he was throwing coming into this ball game, you didn't expect this type of an offensive game.
No.
Now, this ballpark did play different tonight than it normally does. A warm night here in San Francisco. The ball had lots of carry. When you think about the last 2 nights between Max Scherzer and Gio Gonzalez, the Nationals got 5 1/3 innings out of them. That's amazing.
It is.
And the bullpen has just had to wear it.
Strasburg wins 6 on Thursday.
Now, these next 2 weeks are the 2 weeks that pitching coaches fear the most in the entire season. Because September 1st, they can expand their rosters and bullpens get help.
Crawford down the left field line, foul.
But the next 2 weeks, you're not getting any help. You got 25 guys, and most teams have gone to 13-man pitching staffs this time of year to take a little pressure off. But still, I mean, what the pitch count has done to baseball, I mean, I think it's serious time that they think about expanding rosters, 26 or 27 guys.
Got him, and that'll end the inning. A high strike. Storen ends up giving up 2. 9th inning coming up.
We think Matt Duffy is that man tonight. Another big night with the RBIs for Duffy, who had 3 RBIs last night. Tonight he tops that, 2 for 5 with 4 RBIs. He scored a couple runs, played a nice clean third base. He is our player of the game, brought to you by Honda.
So it'll be Espinoza. Espinoza is going to hit for Storing. It's 12-5 Giants here in the 9th. Hit to right. Pence looking up. Gone. Espinoza on the first pitch hits one out. It's 12-6. So how do you do?
Well, up there looking for a first pitch fastball, middle in, up, getting it. I mean, he really has played well against the Giants this year. He played well in Washington when Anthony Rendon was on the DL. And there you see the belt high challenge out over the plate away. No doubt about it.
So here's Michael Taylor, who's got 2 hits tonight. And he takes high, 1 ball and no strikes. Just a reminder for Yosmero Petit that the Nationals are probably just not going to lie down here in the 9th. And Taylor just missed this one as he skies it out to Perez. That was a big league pop-up right there.
And it's hang time.
So with 1 out, here's Rendon. Rendon is 0 for 4. And it's just outside for a ball. Good pitch, 1 ball and 1 strike. Tyler Moore to follow. It's 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Two home runs in this game for the Nationals. Giants don't have one. Hit well into left center field. Perez. 2 out. And here's Moore.
Just missed outside with the fastball. Talk about the heat that was here in San Francisco today, and it was hot. And tomorrow, it promises to be a very similar type of day, with temperatures being in the mid-80s.
Hit on the ground to Crawford. Crawford to Posey, and that's the ball game. So game 3 in this 4-game series goes to the Giants. And now they won the first 3 games. And tonight they do it with offense. On a warm night, we knew the ball was going to carry. But more so than not, Mike, it was just an offense that just kept the line moving.
Well, I mean, that's the one thing they did. I mean, weird night where Gio Gonzalez retires the first 6 guys, and then the next 6 guys he can't get out. And the Giants capitalized on the big 6-run 3rd inning, and it was the difference in this game. But clutch hitting up and down the lineup again, and that's what this Giants team is doing. And they're clicking right now offensively.
All right, final score here at AT Park. It's the Giants 12 and the Nationals 6. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned. Eastern's Giants postgame live with interviews on the wrap. That's going to start right now.